Max Fraad Wolff is on the line with us, writes for the Huffington Post, and Max-Fraad-Wolff, HuffingtonPost.com/, and Twitter, Max Wolff, with Max F. Wolff, boy, I'm getting a whole bunch of stuff here. Max, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me. Let me apologize in advance for getting stuck between meetings and having to join you with all the joys and tribulations of New York's ambient noise and cellular telephony.
That's quite all right. That's quite all right. I'm holding in my hands, to paraphrase Joe McCarthy, today's Financial Times. And the front page story on the right-hand side, Goldman and Deutsche Bank criticized in U.S. Senate report. Carl Levin says, they're going to refer this thing to the SEC for possible prosecution. I understand that you're rather than my trying to say what your position is, let me just ask the question. Should Lloyd Blankfein or Lloyd or any of these guys, should they be sharing jail cells with Bernie Madoff?
Well, I mean, if they've done some of the things they're accused of, then the firm should at least be civilly sanctioned. And most importantly, it should be exposed so that we all know, because there's no way to have faith or continue to function in public equity markets if the general public is treated to at least once a decade a drubbing in which inside players parlay their ability to manipulate sentiment and markets to their own advantage. I don't know that that's been proven, but if that has happened, it deserves a full investigation, and I believe that Senator Levin is well within his rights and probably looking out for the American public by suggesting the Department of Justice take a long look at what looks like a pattern of at least immoral conduct, and in some cases probably conduct that's beyond immoral and possibly at least brushes up against illegality.
Yeah, I agree. I believe it was in the Financial Times this morning. I read several different news sources, but one of them pointed out that, about how Jamie Dimon is doing really well, J.P. Morgan is doing well, and they hold assets equal, if my memory serves me right from just having read it this morning, so I think it's probably accurate, 12% of U.S. GDP. I mean, I don't know what Goldman's assets are, but, they're probably in a similar neighborhood.
They're in the $1 trillion in assets under management, so that's trillion or 1,000 billion, trillion with a B.
Right.
And that makes them significantly smaller, by the way, than any of the big four U.S. banks, which do about 40 to 50% of American banking business, just those four banks,
right.
Being first and foremost J.P. Morgan Chase, Bank of America, and then slightly smaller Wells Fargo, and then a bit smaller Citigroup, or what remains of the Citigroup empire.
Right.
And so we basically have four banks. One of the ironies of a public that's angry about too big to fail is that our response to that was too bigger to fail.
Yeah, well, that was my point is we've got these guys who trash the economy. There's this joke going around the internet right now. Remember a couple of years ago when those unionized teachers trashed the economy, devastated everything, left us broke, and oh no, I don't remember that either. It's like, these banksters,
the scary thing is that no doubt some people do remember that, and they're hard at work to punish those teachers now.
Yeah.
That's much more frightening than the fact that we don't remember, I think.
Yeah, I think, you're right. But the point is that, in 1881, Senator Sherman in Ohio, December 1st, Senate Bill 5, the Sherman Antitrust Act, my recollection is he was a Republican, had figured out that it was nuts to have any one company basically control a monopoly in any one industry, or not even one company, a small handful of companies, an oligopoly. And the last president to actually enforce the Sherman Antitrust Act was Jimmy Carter in breaking up AT&T, an action that was actually started by Republican Jerry Ford. Reagan officially suspended enforcement of the Sherman Act in '82, which led to this mergers and acquisition mania. Michael Milk and all these guys, M&A artists, became the big phrase. Movies were made about it, with starring Michael Douglas and all this stuff. It hasn't stopped since then. How do we come back to an America where we don't? I mean, it's like the media monopoly. Ben Bagdikian's book. When he first came out with that back in the 80s, there were 50 companies that controlled 90% of the American media. Now it's 5 corporations. In terms of readership, viewership, and listenership. Can we do something about this?
I think it's possible, right? We built this mess, which means if you can make the mess, you can clean it up. It works when parents tell it to their children, and even though it's a slightly more complicated and a little bit more involved affair, it works for a national economy as well. I do think we live in an age of what we like to call in economics oligopolies. So if you look at major American industries, whether that's the soda industry or the hotel industry or the automotive industry or the banking industry or the footwear industry, which almost whichever one you pick, you're going to see that somewhere between 3 and 5 firms control upwards of half of the market. And in some places, 3 or 4 firms are the market.
Right.
And that's a result of not having the right laws on the books, but much more importantly, not enforcing those laws that we do have on the books and having a situation where bigger is better, and part of what makes bigger better is very unfortunate in the American political process because it's concentrated power in Washington with your lobbyists. That is also part of what these firms are after. Part of the economy of scale is if you used to have 6 firms competing for congressmen and senators, and now you have 2, well, they can spend less money and own more of Congress.
Yeah. And or they can even
the exact opposite from what we would need to do. If you want to see the mirror image of what would improve the situation, I think we know it by the name Citizens United and the court case from last year, which is aggravating a serious problem that was already structurally shifting the set of opportunities, particularly for small businesses and workers here in the U.S.
Yeah, very well said, and it's so spot on. We're talking Max Fraad Wolff, the economist and professor of economics in the graduate program in international affairs at the New School, New University, writing over at the Huffington Post.com/Max-Fraad/Wolff with 2 F's. And Max, I'm sorry we're out of time. I could have this conversation with you for hours.
I look forward to joining you again if you'll have me, and I promise to be on a quieter ambiance on a landline next time.
I look forward to it. Max, thanks for dropping by.
Thank you for your time, and thanks out there for listening.
Keep up the great work, sir.